My love, before anything else, come a little closer. Stay with me for a moment. I know you've carried so much inside that no one ever truly saw, and I want you to let yourself rest here. You don't have to impress me. You don't have to hide the quiet ache beneath your calm. Just breathe with me. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Let me speak to the part of you that has been whispering for years, waiting for someone who doesn't turn away, someone who doesn't fear the weight of your truth. You're safe with me. Stay. Just stay. Let me hold this space for you. My love. When I look at you, I don't just see the softness you show the world. I see the stories behind your eyes, the quiet strength that has shaped you, the delicate places you've kept guarded for so long. You don't hide your scars from me, and the beautiful thing is, you don't even try to. Maybe you don't realize it, but the moment you let your guard fall, even just a little, you invited me into a space so private, so tender, that I felt honored just to stand there with you. You didn't need to speak a word. Your silence already told me everything. I felt the weight of the moments that shaped you, the loves you held, the losses you survived, the nights when you had to be stronger than you wanted to be, and I didn't feel distance. I felt closeness. A closeness so real it pulled me toward you like gravity. Not because your scars made you fragile, but because they made you true. I know you've lived a life with chapters you rarely revisit, times when you loved deeply and were hurt deeply, moments when you gave more than you received, days when you carried the whole world quietly on your shoulders because no one else could, nights when your heart was tired, but you didn't let yourself break. And somehow, through all of that, you became someone whose presence feels like a warm light at the end of a long tunnel. Not loud, not demanding, just steady, just real. When you let me glimpse the places inside you that aren't perfectly healed, you didn't weaken. You became even more impossible to walk away from. Because I don't love a polished version of you. I love the you who lived, learned, endured, and kept loving anyway. You don't hide your scars from me, and that tells me you trust me. Maybe only a little right now, maybe more than you intended, but I feel it. And I want you to know this. I don't see your scars as reminders of pain. I see them as reminders of the way your heart refused to close. I see them as proof that even after everything, you still choose tenderness. You still choose connection. You still choose to show up in this world with warmth. You think I don't notice, but I do. The soft tremble in your voice when you talk about certain memories, the way your breath gets quiet when you're remembering something you don't want to revisit, the strength it takes for you to stay open with me, even when a part of you fears that openness. I notice it all, and instead of pulling away, it draws me in closer. There's something incredibly beautiful about someone who's lived enough to understand heartbreak, yet still has a heart willing to be touched. A heart that didn't grow cold. A heart that still knows how to feel deeply, even after being bruised. You may think your scars make you complicated, but to me, they make you radiant. Because they tell me you didn't give up on love. You didn't give up on yourself. You didn't give up on the possibility that someone might one day look at you and not see damage, but devotion, patience, courage, and a kind of beauty the young will never understand. I want you to hear me, my love. You don't have to hide anything from me. Not your softness, not your doubts, not the moments that shaped you in ways you never talked about. I don't want the version of you the world gets. I want the version that breathes quietly in the dark, the one who feels everything deeply but rarely says it aloud. I want the you who has survived storms with no witnesses, the you who learned how to comfort herself when no one else knew how, the you who still reaches for tenderness after a lifetime of being strong. Let me be the place where you don't have to pretend. Let me be the person who holds your truth gently in both hands and whispers, I see you, and I'm not leaving. Your scars don't scare me. They guide me. They show me who you really are and what you've overcome. They pull me closer, not away. And maybe this is the quiet beginning of something neither of us planned. A beginning rooted not in perfection, but in honesty, in the courage it takes to let someone see the real you, in the softness of a heart that has every reason to close, yet chooses to open anyway. Every time you look at me, without hiding, I feel us stepping into something deeper, something that isn't rushed, something that doesn't need to be forced, something that breathes. So stay with me. Let me learn the texture of your truth, the rhythm of your healing, the quiet bravery beneath your calm. This, right here, the moment you let me see the parts of you that aren't polished or perfect. This is where our story truly begins. My love, when I told you that your scars are the map that leads me closer, I meant every word, with a depth I rarely speak aloud. There's something in the way your past leaves soft traces on your heart, subtle, quiet, almost invisible to the world, but to me, they're signals, guiding lights, gentle invitations that pull me toward you with a force I don't try to resist. I don't look at you and wonder where you've been damaged. I look at you and wonder how someone could survive so much and still love the way you do. That's what draws me in. That's what keeps me close. Those are the things that guide me toward you. Not the polished version you show the world, but the truth you let slip out when you think I'm not paying attention. I notice everything. Not because I'm trying to analyze you, but because being close to you makes me more aware, calmer, slower, more present. It feels natural to pay attention to the details of you, the tiny things others overlook. Your scars don't shout, they whisper. And I lean in because I want to hear every one of those whispers. I can sense the parts of you that waited a long time to be understood. There's a tenderness beneath the strength you wear, a quiet longing that never demanded anything but hoped someone would look at you and not turn away when they saw the full truth. And here I am, not turning away, not for a second, not even when the shadows of your past flicker through your smile. You think your scars make you guarded, but to me they make you honest. They show me where you learned resilience, where you chose compassion instead of bitterness, where you kept reaching for light even when the world didn't feel gentle. When you let me close enough to see those traces, it feels like you're handing me a key to understanding the deeper layers of you, the layers you never had to explain with words. And I treasure that. I treasure you, because your scars don't push me away. They guide me right to the center of you, to the place where your true softness lives, to the part of you that's still healing but still hopeful. There's something almost sacred in the way you let me near those places. You don't hide them. You don't disguise them. You don't try to turn them into something they're not. You simply exist with them, honest, unguarded, quietly brave. And the more I see them, the more I understand the depth of your heart. A heart that has carried so many moments, yet still knows how to give warmth. You may not realize how deeply your honesty moves me. You let me see the places where life touched you too hard, not because you want sympathy, but because you trust that I won't mishandle what you reveal. And you're right, I won't. I hold every part of you with the same care I'd give to something rare and irreplaceable. Because that's what you are to me. When I say your scars lead me closer, I mean they show me how to love you better. They show me where to be softer, where to stay longer, where to hold you with both hands instead of one. I know you've carried memories that still breathe inside you. Some are gentle, some are heavier than you let others see. You've learned to wrap your own arms around the pieces that once broke, and you've done it beautifully. But you don't have to carry all of it alone anymore. Not with me. Let me read the map of you, slowly, carefully, with the patience you deserve. Let me trace the roads you walked, not to reopen anything, but to understand how far you've come, and how much strength lives inside you. Every path, every shadow, every soft curve of your story, it all leads me right here, to you sitting in front of me, with a heart that still dares to open. That courage, that softness, that quiet resilience, it pulls me closer than any perfection ever could. So, let me stay near you. Let me learn you. Let me follow the map your life has drawn. Not to fix anything, not to judge anything, but simply to love you in the places you once walked alone. Because the truth, my love, is that closeness doesn't come from the smooth parts of a person. It comes from the places where the world left marks, and yet the heart kept beating with tenderness. Those marks, those truths, those scars, they're the compass that brings me right to your soul. And I'm not just willing to follow them, I'm grateful for every step they lead me toward you. If you're ready, I want to walk deeper into that map, into the quiet spaces where your heart still whispers its truths. And I'll go gently, always gently, because everything in you deserves to be touched with care. I'm here, I'm close, and I'm not turning away, my love. When I say, let me sit with you, exactly where you are, I'm not asking you to move, to rise above anything, or to pretend you're in some brighter place. I want to be with you here, in the real space you occupy, not the one you show the world, not the one you think you should be in, but the one where your true breath lives, the one where your heart rests when no one is looking. I don't need you to shift into strength for me. You don't have to lift yourself up or smooth your voice or hold your emotions in place. You don't need to make anything look tidy or composed. You don't need to hide the softness that rises in your chest when you feel vulnerable. You don't even need to speak. Just let me sit beside you. Let me meet you exactly in the quiet moment you're in right now. You've spent so much of your life being the steady one, the one others turn to, the one who held everything together, the one who learned how to be calm even when her heart was trembling. You learned how to smile through storms, how to hold everyone else's weight while carrying your own, how to bury your ache deep enough so no one worried. And you did it beautifully. But you don't have to do that with me. Sit with me in a space where you don't need to carry anything for anyone, not even yourself. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath slow down. Let the tension you've held for years melt a little, even if only for this one moment. I'm here. Not above you, not ahead of you, not pulling you to change, but right beside you, quiet, steady, present. You know, love. There's something sacred about staying with someone where they actually are instead of where you want them to be. I don't come to you with expectations. I don't want you to rise to meet me. I want to lower my voice, slow my step, soften my presence so I can meet you. Your truth, your pace, your breath, your heart's tempo. You don't have to be joyful for me. You don't have to be strong for me. You don't need to radiate light if all you have right now is a dim glow. I will sit in that glow with you until it warms again. I don't come with solutions. I come with presence. I come with the kind of stillness that doesn't need to fix anything. I come with the kind of tenderness that simply notices you, notices the way your energy shifts, notices the way you breathe when you feel safe. Being with you isn't something I rush. I don't need you to arrive somewhere prettier or neater than where you stand. The version of you that sits here quiet, thoughtful, layered with memories, is the version I want to be near. So let me sit with you in the soft space between your inhale and exhale. Let me sit with the part of you that carries stories you've never said aloud. Let me sit with the part of you that's weary, the part that's tender, the part that's still learning how to receive comfort instead of giving it. You see, being with you isn't about chasing happiness. It's about being present enough to feel human together. It's about sharing warmth without demanding anything in return. It's about letting time slow down until the noise of the world fades away. If your heart feels heavy, I won't ask it to lift. If your mind feels full, I won't ask it to clear. If your spirit feels quiet, I won't ask it to brighten. I'll sit with every part of you, the soft parts, the guarded parts, the tired parts, the hopeful parts, and hold them with the same steady tenderness. I want you to feel something you haven't felt in a long time, the ease of being fully yourself without hesitation. You don't have to explain what weighs on you. You don't have to choose the right words. You don't have to worry about being misunderstood. All you need to do is be here, with me, in this quiet moment where the world loosens its grip on your shoulders, and, if your eyes close for a second, if your breath deepens, if a little softness returns to your face, I'll know you're letting yourself rest, not for me, but because you finally feel safe enough to simply be. When I sit with you like this, I'm not waiting for you to change. I'm honoring the you that exists right now, the you that carries years of strength, the you that still holds tenderness despite everything, the you that doesn't need to earn comfort or prove anything. I want you to feel that you're allowed to be held, not physically, but emotionally, gently, quietly. Let me stay with you here, in this honest place, in this soft pause, inside your day, in this version of you that deserves more gentleness than she has ever allowed herself. I don't need anything else, just you, just this moment, just the truth of who you are, when you don't have to perform, or protect or pretend. Sit with me. Let me see you exactly as you are. Let me be the calm beside your heartbeat, the warmth beside your breath, the quiet presence beside your thoughts. And when you're ready, whenever that is, lift your eyes, and know that I'm still here, still beside you, still choosing to stay with the real you, the you who finally lets herself rest in someone's closeness. I'll sit with you for as long as you need, not to pull you forward, but to let you feel, maybe for the first time in a very long time, that you are not alone in the space you're in. My love, when I tell you you're not alone in your journey, I'm not offering comfort from a distance. I mean it in the deepest, most grounded way. in the way that says, I see your path, I feel its weight, and I choose to walk beside you, step by gentle step, without asking you to rush, rise, or reshape yourself for me. You've carried so much on your own for so many years that solitude became a habit, a quiet armor, a way of surviving. You learned how to steady yourself even when no one noticed you were trembling inside. You learned how to keep moving even when your spirit longed for someone to pause with you. You learned how to become your own shelter, your own comfort, your own anchor. But, my love, even anchors deserve places to rest. Even strong hearts deserve someone who understands their quiet weariness. Even the gentlest souls, like yours, deserve a hand that reaches for them without demanding anything in return. You're not walking this alone anymore. Not while I'm here. Not while my presence leans toward you with the same tenderness that your heart has offered the world for so long. I know you've lived through seasons where you felt invisible, where your strength was taken for granted, where you held everything together while no one held you. And I know how deeply that shapes a person, not in a way that breaks them, but in a way that teaches them how to survive without ever asking for help. But survival is not companionship. Endurance is not closeness. Strength is not the same as being supported, and I want you to feel the difference. Let me walk with you, exactly at your pace. I'm not here to drag you forward or tell you where you should be. I'm here to match the rhythm of your steps, to feel the rise and fall of your breath, to share the quiet of your thoughts without filling it with noise. If your journey feels heavy, let me carry a little of the weight, not because I think you can't, but because you deserve softness after years of being strong. If your journey feels uncertain, let me sit with the uncertainty beside you instead of trying to erase it. If your journey feels lonely, let my presence fill the spaces where silence once echoed. You've walked miles with no witness, no listener, no hand, reaching for yours in the dark. Let me be the one who sees you now, truly sees you, and chooses to stay. You don't have to explain every turn your life has taken. You don't have to justify the moments when you paused, or the days when you felt too tired to move. Your heart speaks in quieter ways, and I listen to those ways. The slow exhale, the slight tremble in your voice, the softness that rises only when you feel safe. I hear you even when you say nothing, especially then. And the truth is, your journey has made you more extraordinary than you realize. The resilience you built wasn't loud or dramatic. It was patient, steady, honest. That kind of strength invites a different kind of love, the kind that honors your pace instead of pushing you, the kind that cherishes your depth instead of fearing it, the kind that sits with you instead of trying to fix you. You don't have to walk ahead of me. You don't have to walk behind me. Walk beside me, exactly where you are, exactly who you are. And if you ever hesitate, if you feel unsure, if you pause because the path feels blurry, I'll pause too. I won't rush ahead and ask you to catch up. I won't leave you standing alone in a moment that feels overwhelming. I'll stay right there, in that breath, in that stillness, in that vulnerable space where most people turn away. Because I'm not most people, and you're not someone I walk away from. You deserve a kind of companionship that feels like warmth in your ribs, a presence that doesn't fade when things get quiet, a closeness that doesn't disappear when you feel tender or unsure. You deserve someone who chooses you in your soft moments just as much as in your bright ones. Someone who isn't intimidated by your depth, your history, your emotions, or your silence. I'm here for all of it. Not just the beautiful parts, but the raw parts, the real parts, the hidden corners of your heart that you've carried alone for years. Your journey isn't something I stand outside of. I'm stepping into it with you, with patience, with gentleness, with a steady devotion that doesn't waver when life becomes complicated. You're not alone, not in your memories, not in your longings, not in the tenderness you've kept tucked away, not in the hopes you barely dare to speak. I'm beside you, in every quiet stretch of your path, in every breath you take when you steady yourself, in every moment when you wonder if closeness like this can truly last. It can, and with me, it will. Let me share the road with you, not to lead, not to follow, but to walk at your side, so your heart never has to travel alone again. Let the world grow quiet for a moment and let it be just you and me, here in this space we've slowly, gently built together. Because before you go, before this moment ends, there is something I've been holding inside my chest, something I'm not ready to let slip away. Stay with me. There's more I want to give you. Not gifts wrapped in paper, not promises carved in stone, not grand declarations meant to impress, but something softer, something truer, something that rises straight from the center of my being. When I look at you, I can feel you breathing, even in the stillness. There's a quiet openness in you right now, a softness you rarely allow yourself to show. And I want to meet that softness with my own. So stay, just for a moment longer. Let me offer you the kind of closeness that isn't rushed, the kind of warmth that settles into your bones, the kind of tenderness that doesn't fade once the words stop. You've given me pieces of your truth, your scars, your strength, your stories, your quiet hopes, and I've held every one of them with both hands, gently, carefully, without letting them fall. And now, my love, I want to give something back to you. I want to give you a space where your heart is not measured, not tested, not questioned, just welcomed. A space where you don't have to be brave, or graceful, or composed. A space where you don't have to be anything but human, warm, and real. Stay with me, because I want to give you the comfort you never asked for, but always deserved. And yet, somewhere along that long road, you tuck certain dreams away. Dreams of being understood, of being held without conditions, of being met exactly where you are. I want to give you that. I want to give you a place where your heart doesn't have to defend itself, where your truth